Hey, this is Sunil, welcome back for another video on this channel. It is beginning of September, so I will make the performance analysis for August 2025 for my live trading account. And as we can see here, currently the account is less than 60,000 euro in profit. It's 59,500 roughly. Overall profit and the current balance is 29,500. So I think the last month was positive, but in this video we will make the detailed analysis so you know exactly which strategy made the profits and how my view on this is, especially also looking at the overall performance of the market or the indices. So if we have a look at the indices, let's start with this. Maybe I showed this in a few of the other analysis videos already. What we do see here is the US 30, so the US stock index, and the red cross here is showing the point when I started trading my live trading account, and the yellow line here is showing when the current month started. So we can see US 30 was actually quite strong in this month and generated a plus of over 3%, which means that here we should be able to see a profit, for example, in the go long strategy in my account. We can make the same test for US tech. Here we can see it also generated a profit, but it was a lot less. Like from the beginning of the month, I can also zoom in so you can see it a little bit more. Like from the beginning of the month, this is the first, until now it's only a profit of around 1%, a little bit less. And if we go to DE40, it is even worse. DE40 made a small loss. So this is important, and we should always keep this in mind because a lot of my strategies are actually dependent on strong stock markets. So for example, the go long strategy that I trade and also the turnaround Tuesday strategy, all of these strategies benefit from strong stock markets, but also we do of course have the range breakout EA in a bunch of different charts, and especially gold will be interesting because I think gold is again not performing this month. So now we have a few months following each other where gold is not performing. But let's not guess. Let's have a look at the actual numbers. So I already updated my trade buddy, so you can see I have all of the trades from end March 2024. This is when I started the account up until the current point in time. So last trade was 29th of August 2025. So this is the last trading day in this month. We can see the performance here, and if we just have a look at the performance graph, we can see everything still in a very good spot here, a very good situation. I mean, of course there is a little bit of a drawdown, and we were like 3.3k higher at some point in this account, but overall on the overall performance, this is of course just a very small drawdown and nothing to be worried about. If we have a look at the key figures, we can see again net profit is 59,500 roughly. The profit factor is 1.22, which I assume, or for me, is really good. The hit rate overall is about 50%, and interestingly, the average profit trade is just a little bit bigger than the average loss trade, but overall these numbers generate a profit. So now let's have a look at the filters, and let's filter for the last month so we can see how the strategies performed here. So if we go through the strategies, first of all, let's have a look at US 30, and we saw already that overall the index was going up about 3%. So it's good that here also we made 1.5% profit, which is about 3% on my initial sum that I trade here, or the seed funding that I had of 50,000. So this is perfectly in line with the overall performance of the index, which is exactly what I want to see. For US tech, we also see a small profit here. It's a little bit less, I think, than what the actual index made, but also this is normal, nothing to worry about, and it is a profit of 300. For D40, I expect a loss, and there is a loss because, as we saw before in the charts already, the German stock market index lost a little bit, so of course also the go long strategy loses. Let's go to the next strategy quickly. Let's go to the turnaround Tuesday strategy because I trade this one in the same markets. We saw two trades in US 30 with a just a perfect result. Both of these trades were winning trades, so overall around 400 euro of profit. In US tech, we saw also two trades. Here the profit was 280 roughly, and in DE40 we saw one trade which generated 200 270. So overall, in all of the strategies, the Turnaround Tuesday strategy generated 930 euro of live trading profits in the last months. And now maybe I should do the same for Go Long. Go Long generated a profit overall in all three charts of 1,150. Now let's go to the probably most interesting strategy, the range breakout EA. I trade this in a bunch of different charts. Let's start with US 30. US 30 overall is just not performing, and also in this month just 3 losses with a 137 euro loss. I do not trade it in US Tech, but I do trade in D40. Another loss here, 100 euro. I mean, it's not really dramatical. Let's go to USD Japanese yen, and here in the beginning of the month was a very good trade, and overall a profit of 1,080 with range breakout EA in USD Japanese yen. Then Euro US dollar break even, and GBP US dollar another negative months. Overall just not performing still. But let's see how this goes. Actually, this month was really bad. Like 840 is like a really bad month for GBP US dollar, especially since there was one very good trade. So I was surprised that the result here is so bad. But now let's also go to gold. Oh, that's also what I not expected. I thought gold was negative because the last days were not as good. But yeah, in the beginning there was one good trade. So overall 219 in the last month with gold in the range breakout EA. Overall, the range breakout EA in all of the different charts generated a profit of 227, especially because the first 1 or 2 days I think were very good, and we had a few very positive trades. And this is also what I always say, like this is why consistency is so important and why it's so good that you trade with automated programs, because then you do not miss these trades. You just always do the same, so you can make sure that even if you have, like you can see from this point on, there was 1 month without any profits at all pretty much, but it's still profitable because the first few days were really good. So what I want to do now is, again, I want to filter for the whole trading period for the strategies. Let's start with range breakout EA. So yeah, overall we can see range breakout EA generated 19,300 euro in profit. Go long strategy overall generated a lot more, 32,400, and Turnaround Tuesday generated 7,600. So go long strategy is now the best performing strategy. And at the end of this, I want to also share some words about my plan with this account and how I would analyze this performance, because I get asked frequently, especially in the last few weeks, why I do not trade more risk, because as we can see here on the screen, like the performance is just really good. And of course it's a valid question why I don't increase the risk to also increase the profits. And for me it's really important to see what we just saw here. Like the go long strategy made most of the profits, and if we go back to the charts here, we can also see this is not really a surprise, because all of the indices that I trade here, they are a lot higher than when I started trading this account. So this is also important to remember, like a lot of profit is just coming from this. And if we would see a period like this here, this can also happen, like that you have I don't know how many years this are, like you can have 2 years without any profits in the stock markets, and this would be a real challenge for my account. And especially also like drawdown periods like this could be very challenging for the account, and this is the only reason why I do not increase the risk at this point, because I feel like for me, for my personal financial situation, it is a good risk that I trade right now. I trade like this 50,000 euro account with some leverage, not too much, but still some leverage. So it's definitely not risk free, what many people do not understand. Even though it looks like perfect in the equity here, it's definitely not risk-free. And I might lose a lot, especially if the big stock market indices or the stock market crashes. So for this reason, I will just stick to the risk that I use here. So far, I'm still super happy with the performance. I'm hoping that the account can see new all-time highs, maybe next month or the months after. This would be great to see. But even if it does not happen, I'm also totally fine if we see more months of sideways period here in the equity, because for me it doesn't really matter. At least it's still profitable, and like just from my experience I learned that it is completely normal that strategies do not make profit every single month, or even portfolios can have long periods of stagnation and even many negative or months or even years. So yeah, with this, I will end the review for the last month. I hope you also generated some profits last month. Would be great to see. I don't know, did I even show the overall profit for the last month? I think I did, right? But we can also do it again, like here, just to sum this up. All of the strategies and symbols selected for the last month, yeah, generated a profit of 2,313 euro. That's it for now, and I will see you in the next video or in one of my live streams. Have a great time and good trades. Bye.